Yes, you guys, how you all doing tonight? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lines TV, and welcome to another news daily video. Now in today's video, I will be talking about the news surrounding HUDSON ODOI. I'll be talking about the news surrounding Zola, SILVA, Kova, and the pre-season fixture list as well. So there's a ton of news to talk about for today. Before I get into anything though, smash that like button. Help me get more than 1,000 likes if you like today's video. Don't forget to press the bell notification button either. And in the cards above will be recommended videos for you guys. So if you do want more Blue Lines TV, you know where to find it. Now, getting straight into the first story for today, that's in regards to Kova, and yes, we have agreed a deal to sign him for £40 million. Now, when it comes to this deal, this fee will be broken down into 35 million up front, as well as 5 million in bonuses. Now, we agreed this deal to sign Kova late last night, and the club always had plans to sign Kova on a permanent. They were just waiting on Frank Lampard to give the final words. He gave it. He likes Kova, and that was it. And for those that don't know, because Kova is already registered with us because he did join us on loan for this season, it meant that we just had to agree a fee before the end of this month. If we did, we can technically sign the player and we can use him for next season. And in a sense, we do have a few new signings coming in when you consider the loan players, as well as HUDSON coming and Kova being here on a permanent. It makes a lot of sense, but the question is, what do I think about this deal? Is this the right move? And does this speak volumes about our ambitions? But I feel like you really have to understand and accept the realities right now. When you understand that Ruben's out, we have Champions League football for next season as well. And when you assess the player, when you see that yes, he's tactically diverse, he can play in a 2-man midfield or a 3-man midfield. He's got many important qualities in his game. The way he progresses the ball from deep, extremely press resistant. I mean, some of the skills we saw from this guy last season, the guy's a serious player. And when you realize that he's only 24 years old, last season was the first time he really played a consistent season, you know, for 3 years now at Real Madrid. When you have guys like Modric, Cruz, Casemiro, etc., it does make it hard to get that game time. And when you understand the context in regards to how he's got to this place in his career, it has to make you realize the guy has a lot of potential, he can only grow. And it has to be a case where we need to start accepting the strengths of the players, how they like to play the game, how they're used. We know that Kova is never going to be the guy to get you goals. He doesn't score goals, that's not his game. But when you consider, you know, his all-round efforts, his all-round play, what he can provide to a squad, then you realize that yes, this makes a lot of sense. This is a very smart move to make. However, I do understand that if this was different circumstances, if we never had a transfer ban, if Ruben wasn't currently injured right now, then maybe we don't sign Kova. Who knows? Regardless though, I'm okay with this deal. I think it makes a lot of sense. Now moving on to the second story. Now for those of you guys that weren't aware about this deal, Bristol City already had a pre-contract agreement in place to make the loan move a permanent. And with SILVA, of course, he wanted to take time out this summer to really reevaluate everything, to really come to the conclusion that yes, he is making the best decision for his career. Now, of course, I understand why he wants to sign for Bristol City. He wants that stability. He wants to be able to feel safe in his environment. And he wants a platform now where he can keep working harder and really highlighting his talents. Now, De Silva isn't the only player to sign for Bristol City. Thomas Kalash is another player that made his loan move a permanent. Now, just to give my brief thoughts and opinions on this deal, I'm disappointed. A lot of us have really felt like De Silva has the qualities in his game to really provide something for this team, but he was never given those opportunities. Now, the cynical part of me doesn't want to accept this, but it's the only conclusion I can come to right now. And for me, I think it's because he's too small. Now, it really shouldn't be too much of an issue. I seem to remember Ashley Cole being here, not being 6 foot himself, being quite similar in height to De Silva. And I don't really understand why a fullback has to be 6 foot anyway. It doesn't make sense, you know, when you're a fullback, in that position, it mainly comes down to your one-on-one defending. You know, when you're going for a tackle, you want to be tenacious. You want to win it cleanly and quickly, get the ball back, continue the play, and help start attacks. That's what it comes down to. I mean, you know, teams aren't making their strikers go out wide to win headers against fullbacks. Teams don't have 6-foot+ wingers out wide as well, so I don't really see why it's too much of an issue. It seems to be something that's held him back in that sense. But one thing that I really respect about Da Silva is the fact that, well, for me, I feel like he understands his qualities. He knows that he's much better than people actually think he is. When he went to Charlton and Bristol City as well, he started off as the underdog. You know, both managers didn't really consider him for the first team immediately. His height was used against him. His lack of physicality in that sense was used against him for some baffling reason. But Da Silva just put his head down and he kept working. Kept working, and he kept working to the point where halfway through the season, he's forced himself into the first team, and from then on, he only grows and gets better. And I would have liked to have seen him go to the Premier League, the Bundesliga, or maybe a foreign league, because I don't know, I feel like, is he really going to learn anything new in the league below? I'm not too sure. But at the same time, I'm not too well versed into Bristol City. Who knows if they have any exciting developments happening right now. I'm sure there was quite a lot of footballing sense that went to this decision. So, you know, respect to Jay Da Silva. And it's sad that he was never given that chance. But I think when it comes to Da Silva, he's going to make a name for himself, taking the obscure route. The route where it comes down to a lot of perseverance, grit and hard work. But I think that he will get his just desserts one day. I think that he will become a top left back in the not too distant future. So it is going to be exciting to see how he develops. Good luck to him. Now moving on to the third story for today, I'll be talking about the latest surrounding Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, there is some good news that came out today, and this came out from Mr. Reliable himself, Matt Law. And Matt Law said something which I have heard of. I haven't been able to actually talk about, which is annoying because I haven't been able to use my computer. I explained in yesterday's video at the start. But anyway, Hudson-Odoi is very close now, very close, imminent in fact, in signing a new 5-year deal. Now, if you guys remember my previous videos, all those things still stand the same. Nothing's too different from that. I do have some interesting news. I can provide some more context in regards to why there was a bit of a delay from obviously getting Hudson-Odoi to sign this 5-year deal. However, before I get into that, we need to talk about the reports coming out from Germany in regards to Callum. We know that Bayern Munich haven't given up on the player. Their sporting director, ex-Bayern player Hasan Salihamidzic, came out to state that Bayern Munich haven't forgotten about Callum Hudson-Odoi. For me, I do think that what he's saying doesn't really match with reality. I mean, there's a reason why Bayern Munich are turning their attention towards Leroy Sané of Man City. So that really speaks volumes in regards to the lack of uncertainty that Bayern Munich are feeling right now. And for me, really, it came down to January. Maybe Bayern Munich should have come a bit harder, maybe just really blown us out the park with their offer, because they won't be signing Callum Hudson-Odoi anymore. And that's because Callum Hudson-Odoi has said that he wants to work under Frank Lampard. That was literally the last bit of information that Callum needed before he came to that conclusive decision about his future. And that was always going to be based on whether Frank Lampard was going to be our manager. And I know personally as well that Hudson-Odoi is very excited to be working with Frank Lampard for next season. And that's all you want to hear. However, I will provide more context in regards to why this deal hasn't been wrapped up too quickly. The first reason is the fact that both Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus have offered Hudson-Odoi a contract once his deal expires with us. For me, this really isn't too much of a surprise. I know that Sarri is a big fan of Hudson-Odoi, and when it comes to Paris Saint-Germain, with Neymar potentially and possibly leaving them to go back to Barcelona, it's natural that they will be looking at players to replace him. But getting back to my first point, and I have heard that a rep who's part of Hudson-Odoi's team was entertaining these talks with Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus. And yeah, when you hear the news, you know, we have to understand that it's the realities of football and this business. I mean, it's what happens. There's one massive positive though, and that's the fact that we know that HUDSON ODOI wants to play for us. I mean, that's it. He's turned down so many offers. He's said that he just wants to play for us. We've given him the certainties he's needed for so long right now, and they're here. Lampard's coming, HUDSON ODOI will be playing on the left-hand side, and it makes sense that he wants to stay here. But when it comes to his rep, who knows? I mean, it's natural that maybe they don't care about the personal ambitions of the player. They think about the monetary side, you know, what's going to be best for them from a business point of view. I understand that. Maybe I'm seeing things too cynically. Maybe he wanted to entertain the talks to possibly gauge how much money clubs would offer for Callum HUDSON-ODOI. And when you see it from that perspective, yeah, I mean, it kind of does make sense. It makes sense from the point that, you know, if you're going to be entertaining new contract talks, then you kind of want to understand how much money you can command in the market. I mean, that makes sense. Anyway, just as it is with Frank Lampard, we have to wait now. I mean, that's it. It's going to be a matter of time. HUDSON-ODOI will sign this new 5-year deal, and we've got that position sorted for the next few years, you guys. Amazing news to hear. Now, moving on to the fourth story for today, that's in regards to Gianfranco Zola, and it came out later tonight that yes, Zola will be leaving. He has rejected the ambassadorial role the club offered to him, and when he was holding talks with his agent, he decided that, you know what, I do want to get back involved in management. So credit to him, and you know, he will be leaving once his contract expires. I've got some brief thoughts and opinions, and for me, I think it's kind of crazy that after last season, you would think that Zola wasn't one of our biggest ever club legends. Now, I used to remember seeing him play live back in the day, and from a pure individual excitement factor, I think only Eden Hazard has been the player to surpass what Zola used to show. I mean, Zola used to stand out. Zola was a top guy. He used to really just empower the team, similar to how Hazard used to do it for us over the past few years. And for me, he's still one of the greatest ever players we've ever had. Good luck to him. It's great to know that, you know, since he has returned back to the club, he has found that new love for management. He does want to get back involved. Of course, he has had hard times back in Italy with West Ham, etc, etc. But it's good to know that he hasn't given up on himself. He does want to get back in, and good luck to him. Now, to end things with a final story for today, that's in regards to our pre-season fixture list. Now, for all you guys that are missing the match reviews and match previews, they will be coming back. We'll have our first pre-season game in probably 2 weeks. We'll be playing against Bohemians from Dublin and against St. Patrick 3 days after that. And then after that, we're going to Japan, and I'm kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to go. Hopefully next time for next season I will. It was too much money, way too much money. The price of tickets were ridiculous, and it's like, ideally, I'd love to be in a position where, I don't know, I was working alongside a brand or company. That would be great, and it'd be a great excuse to watch us play abroad. I will be looking forward to those games. Obviously, playing against Barcelona will be fun. It always is. After that, Reading, Salzburg, and Borussia Mönchengladbach. So it's going to be a very healthy preseason. It's not going to be like last year where we barely played games. There wasn't enough time. Lampard's going to have all the time he needs to be able to, you know, get some tactical systems and structures ready for the start of the season. So that's exciting to hear, exciting to know. It's going to be exciting to know the fact that we're going to be seeing games again. I mean, I miss football. I'm really missing football right now. And yeah, in about 2 weeks' time, we'll be getting straight back into that structure. So of course, whenever you guys want to know how he performed during preseason, Blue Lines TV is the perfect channel for you. And on that note, I'm going to end things. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lines TV, signing out.